Coming up on today's episode.
Good morning, YouTube. Here with you at sometime almost 9 o'clock in the morning here on this Friday. This is the Friday flap, after all. I have back in OBS once more. Yes, I am. I have the screen recorder running again to record me in here, and this is the OBS feed as well. What I'm doing is I want to show you one more or two more things here on OBS. If you look down here, I'm going to use my cursor here. There is the devices or sources that you have. There are three there. One is the video capture device. That is the webcam right here that you are looking at. I got to find it. I'm backwards on this one. You may wonder why I'm up in the corner like this. Well, this is why I'm up in the corner like this. Oops, wrong one. There we go. This is the Zoom window from Carl and Bob and I's little Zoom meeting yesterday. And I thought I would just paste my picture over my picture. make me live. I'm not sure, but yesterday I had this sized exactly to match this window, and I won't do that today for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but anyway, that's what it is. Now, as you notice down here, excuse me, I've got the cold again. The video capture device is on top of this list. Now, I discovered this yesterday, and why I didn't realize this, I don't know. But the reason that things are on top of other things is the same exact reason why they work this way in a video editor. Any source that's on top of another source will show over that source. In other words, being as the webcam is on top of the list, all of the other items in the list will be below it. So as you can see, if I turn my camera off, this is the old that was from just a screen capture from yesterday, and I used that to make some graphic images, which I'm going to show you, which you already did see, but I really didn't explain what they were. So let me go back to my live shot. The Zoom window is the way it should look in OBS when we do our next interview, our next podcast. And like I say, it's going to be this is the way it should be laid out. This is the way it should fit once Carl has it set up on in OBS. And this is what you should see is these things. This window here is the broadcast window. Whatever shows here is what's seen going out the live stream. So basically, this graphics that I came up with, and I'll show you those now. Those fit in those spaces there to kind of fill in the spaces a little bit. It's not anything fantastic, but it was something to do. It says DNC PC. That's Doug and Carl podcast. So anyway, I told Carl I was going to do that, and I did, and I thought they looked pretty good. And like I said, you can turn them on and off, like with the control there. Hit the eyeball, and they go on and off. So that's the way that's going to work. But that explains a lot about why this is working the way it does. Like I said, that's just the way it's set up, and like I said, it's just like a video editor, not really that much different. And so, like I said, it's now you don't see this red. There's a red line or rectangle around my image here. That won't show in the final recording of this. I am recording this in OBS as well as the screen recorder, so I can show you both what I'm doing at the same time I'm recording it, if that makes sense. So anyway, like I said, I just wanted to kind of explain that and show you my new graphics that I came up with. I'm not really sure I'm happy with the yellow. I have others that I can make. Now let me turn everything off but those, and you can see. Well, I have my red window, but if I do that, they go away. That's what the graphics look like. This is all transparent here. I had to use GIMP to make this transparent, and once you do that, then just the only thing it shows through is what's on the zoom window, which is this. And like I say, when you show that through, then basically you have filling up those spaces with something. I think it looks a little bit better than just blank spaces. So other people that do these kind of podcasts, and I think they make those too. Maybe not particularly like that, but something similar, So that's that. Like I say, I'm gonna turn these off, and I'm gonna go full screen here. Well, not full screen, but bigger. How's that? All right. Well, that's bigger. If you notice any kind of jerkiness to this, it's because I am using the screen recorder and OBS at the same time, and that makes it a little bit jerky. That's two things recording at the same time. So I was going to do a podcast. I've got podcasts on the brain. I was going to do a flapping video from the car this morning outside, but it's very cloudy out there and looks miserable. If I bring up the temperature, it is 36, I think. 35. So, it's just not that good of weather. And I just thought, well, I'll just do it here in the chair. I know you guys are probably getting tired of me seeing me sitting here in this chair, but hey, it is what it is, right? Woke up kind of early this morning. I actually woke up right after Alexi left. It was 5 o'clock, and I could not go back to sleep, so about 6 I ended up getting up and started talking with Bob on the text. Bob usually gets up pretty early. And then I came in here and started messing around on the computer a little bit, checking things. I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but people are not making videos anymore. Very, very few people are making videos. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the Rona, or maybe that's it. I don't know. But I know in my subscriptions, just about every day now, when I get up, and used to when I came in and there would be 2 or 3 new videos there, and there are none now. Only what I watched last night. And so, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'm making them. So, like I said, I had a little bit of a problem with Lexi last night. She went somewhere with the baby and left kind of late. I'm thinking, why in the world? What in the world is she doing? Well, anyway, she didn't get back till 11:30. I had to about 11. I texted her. I said, "Are you coming home?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, I just figured she was on her way then, but she didn't get home till about 11:30." And I questioned her about it, and she says, I always stay up this late, on work nights. I thought, okay, whatever. That's got to catch up with you. So anyway, and she failed to mention she had her, I had given her the garage door opener some time ago that in case the house was locked and I wasn't here, she could at least get in the garage and get in the house that way. She failed to mention she got that back off of her father. Her father had it in his car when they was doing the going to do the deal for his car, and that's where it's at. And so she did get that back. So if I'd have known that, I probably would have went on to bed at about 10 or 10:30 when I usually go to bed. And but I didn't, so I was up to about 11:30. But anyway, what I started to say about my chair, I came in here and started playing around with the chair, and I promptly fell asleep. Which, you know, is easy to do with this heated blanket, and this chair is comfortable. And I generally pull my cap down pretty low, take my glasses off, and I am wearing my warm hat again because I don't like being cold. Seems like you lose a lot of heat out your head, or that's what I've always heard. And this hat is a insulated hat, and it's really warm, the warmest hat I have for sure. And I've worn, knit hats and things like that before. This one's always warmer, and it does have the flaps that come down and Velcro around your chin. This is the one I used on the mail route, and it kept me pretty warm with the window down, running around in the car in the winter. So that's why I have it, and that's a pretty good deal. So I wanted to do this. Excuse me. I wanted to do this from uptown, the old guitar. Is it the old guitar store? Whatever it's called, but this old guitar, I think it's the name of it. They have a mural on the side of the building, and I'll flash up a picture of that. I don't have it up on this. I'll put it in when I do the edit in a video pad. But they have a picture, a mural on the side of their building, painted on top of the whole building, of John Mellencamp, and it's kind of a neat little thing. I was going to do a flat from up there, and it's probably a little bit too cool to do that right now, and it was just cloudy out there, and I didn't really want to go out there and do that. And I would have had to probably put the camera in the side window and just sit there and talk while I was watching the building or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But I may do that later on when it's warmer or whatever, and that might make a nice little flapping place. I don't really know if I can just sit in their parking lot or do that or what, but I will get up there and find out. And so I may do that in the future. So what else is going on? Bob, you all know Bob. Now again, I'm going to flash up pictures in Shotcut. But Bob, during our flap yesterday, our meeting yesterday, the Zoom, showed us a image. Well, it wasn't an image. He held up the AM wireless AM transmitter that he had built, and he had, I sent him on the board for it, and he had the parts. They came in, and he went ahead and built it. I don't think he's doing too good with it. He's not acting like it's working very well. And so I'm not really sure what the deal is on that. So I'm hoping that there's some tweaks that can be done to it and get this thing working fairly well. The way they talked, and if you watched that video, they said it was working basically all over the whole house, and it was very clear and good. I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's our location or what it is, but mine and Bob's never do seem to work as good as anyone else's, and I don't know why that is, but that is why. And I also happened to, as I was trying to find something to watch on YouTube, stumbled across Rick McWhorter's last video he did on his AM transmitter, his transistorized AM transmitter, and he was showing the tank circuit on how he could tune it and get different frequencies and stuff like that. Now his, I've got the stuff to build as well, and I wanted to build his, and he says the same thing. It reaches the whole house and all that stuff. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the way we're doing it or something. Who knows? It's just one of those things where you kind of have to, you hope for the best, I guess, or whatever. But I don't know. I think what I'm going to do here, if you'll bear with me just a minute, I'm going to shut down the screen recorder, because any images I want to add to this, I'm going to put in post, as Jack would say, and do that. So hang on just a second. I will be right back. Alright, that's done. Now we are back. It should be a little bit smoother, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I think just using OBS takes a little bit out of it, but it shouldn't, I don't think. Should be pretty much right on the money, so I don't know. We'll see. What else is new? Nothing much, really. I went and got my groceries yesterday at Walmart. That went well. I had one item that they did not have. I ordered something different to try. They had some beef and macaroni in a can. I guess they call that beefaroni or whatever it is. Great value brand. Well, I only ordered one can of it just to try it out, see how it was. They didn't have that in stock, so I didn't get that, but that was it. The rest of the stuff I got, it was pretty good. I had Skyline chili last night for supper. I love Skyline chili. I think I could live on it. But anyway, that was pretty good, and like I say, I had that. Don't know what else is going on. Probably nothing. Just I really don't have a lot to. I've been tied up with this OBS and this podcast. I really haven't had much else on my mind. I want to get back in the shop and again work on that AM transmitter. Bob's supposed to be sending me the parts, and when I get those, I want to build that and see how that works compared to, and maybe build Rick McWhorter's version as well and see how his works. And I'm trying to find one that works halfway decent. Now the one Bob made, Bob's badass AM transmitter, I used to call it. It worked pretty good too. And like I said, I could get it to pretty much go over the whole house. That wasn't a problem. So there's always. I'm trying to find something. I want to be able to set this up in another room, not in the workshop. I want it to be in a middle type room in the house. I don't know which we're at, but exactly. And I want it to be able to be operated. I don't know, Bluetooth or whatever, and it should basically pretty much stay on all the time. And then if I want to broadcast something over it, be able to use my phone or whatever to run a Bluetooth to it. And that's kind of what I want to do, but I don't know if I can. I've also thought about putting it here in the living room and going that route, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I want one that's going to be stable enough to where I don't have to mess with it and tweak it or anything like that. It can be on a single frequency. I don't care about that because I only pick up one station back here in the shop. You guys know that. I have picked up more, but it's usually at night when I do that. But like I say, I just want basically one frequency. Now this new Antique Wireless model is supposed to do one frequency, and I think the frequency that we chose was 1 megahertz, 1,000 or 100,000 hertz, 100. I don't know, 1,000 kilohertz, 1 megahertz. Yeah. Anyway, that's what it is. So that's what it's going to broadcast, and I have no other stations near that. 840 is the closest one I have to that. And again, that doesn't come in really great. It comes in sometimes, but So I think that would be a clear enough frequency for here, the house, in my area. So hoping that can get done, and we can get on with our whatever. And so that's basically what I want to do. And one of these days, I'm hoping I can find one that will work fairly decent. And if it's Bob's or if it's Rick's or the Antique Wireless one, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me which one it is. Now FM, there's about every one I've used or tried to build or whatever has worked well. FM is just easier than AM. I don't know why. You would think it would be the other way around, but it isn't. They just work easy. You can practically throw a couple of whatever's out there, and it'll broadcast FM. I don't, you know. So that's that. Like I say, that's what's going on here. Not much in electronics, just the podcast that we've been working on. You guys know me well enough to know I just pretty much do whatever I'm interested in at the time. And it's not that I don't like doing the electronics, I do. But it's something piques my interest, like this, basically this, this podcast. When we came up with the idea for it, I thought, man, that sounds like something. I've been searching for something you can do with the live feed for YouTube. I mean, it's a neat thing to have, but until you have something, that's a little bit different than what other people are doing, I think it's not. It's just basically repeating what everybody else is doing, and I didn't want to do that, and that was just the way it was. But I still want to do some live repairs. I think those are cool. You could watch that, and if you can watch the chat, then you got it made. Now, for those of you who didn't realize it, we are hoping that you guys will respond on the chat with some questions for our interviewee, whoever we have as a guest. And if you have something we don't cover, we're covering basically how you got started on YouTube, what's your interest, your things like that. The usual stuff. And if you guys have something, questions that we don't post, you're very welcome and very much encouraged to add your question to the chat. Someone will be monitoring it. Now this time, I believe, the one we had lined up for next is not going to be able to do it next. And I think Bob is going to be filling in the gap for us. And I believe Bob will be our next guest. So I can't say for certain, but we will have somebody still monitoring the chat and taking care of that. So don't know who that'll be yet, but we'll see. And we'll have someone do that. So again, that's going to be coming up first part of next week, Monday or Tuesday probably. I think we're going to be trying to go for a little later time. I think the last one was a little early because there's a lot of people eating dinner at that time, and so we're going to try to maybe go a little bit later than that. And so we'll see, but Carl and I have been discussing that, and we will work it out, I'm sure, and once we do, you guys will be the first to know. Oh, that reminds me, I'm going to flash up another graphic I did. This is going to be posted on Instagram and Facebook, and this, again, is nothing fantastic, but I was playing around in color paint with the newfound rotation thing, and I thought, well, that's kind of neat. If color paint would do transparencies, it would be the perfect program. It would be great. But I had to go into GIMP to do the transparencies. But even that's not too bad. It's pretty easy to do, especially with a solid color background like I had. It was easy to do. So those, like I say, I'll show you again this corner graphic. You can see they're behind me because they're actually below my webcam on the list of sources. But you can see they don't, even if they were on top of it, you would still see me. Let me move this down here. I'll turn this off a second. And I'll move me down one. Oops, wrong one. All right, now when I turn it on, it should be over the top of me, and we'll see. There you go. But you see, the only thing that shows is the graphics themselves. I still show through because it's the transparency. That's the same way a video editor works. Anybody that's messed with video editors knows how this works. And that's how you do your anybody that's seen YouTube videos with a dedicated channel indicator, or whatever you want to call it, channel identity thing, channel ID, I guess. That's how they do that with transparencies, because that will go over anything or under anything. It just, that's the way it works. So that's the way that works. So that's kind of neat. I like messing with stuff like that. You guys probably know that. But this new computer has afforded me a whole new excuse me, a whole new set of tools, or whatever you want to call it, and I've been taking full advantage of them and enjoying them very, very much. And again, I am very appreciative to the party that gave me this computer, and I want him to know that. And so I've been doing a lot with it, and it's been handling the stuff and been able to keep up with me. So that's good. So that's excellent. Let's see. Okay, I know there was a time on this, and I just now seen it. 27 minutes. Okay, 27 minutes so far that I've been flapping. I don't know how I find things to talk about like I do, but I do. If I had to guess, I say it's going to rain out there. It just looks like rain. I haven't brought up the. Of course, now you won't be able to see this, but I have the radar image that I am looking at, and yes, there was some rain in the area. It looks like. It's south of us right now, so I don't know if it's going to come north or if it's going to go east. Probably east. If I had to guess, that's probably what I'd say. So anyway, that's that. Not much else going on. Again, still waiting on the stimulus check. I think I'm going to be waiting a while. The one they're talking about now, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with this. The one they're talking about now doesn't even include a check for the people. No, it doesn't. It's got, stuff for this person or that organization, this organization, whatever. But it doesn't include anything for us, So that really doesn't make much sense to me, but, I'm hoping that somebody will come along and say, hey, what about the people? Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing, helping them? So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, that's down the road, obviously, because again, they're now apparently after the election, the Democrats and the Republicans have started talking more in earnest about doing this. So I don't know if that means anything or not. It could and it could not. At the same time, you never can tell. Kind of looks like Trump has I won't say conceded, but his options are dwindling as for to overturn the election, I think. Now, if you watch YouTube, the home feed in YouTube, I noticed there's a lot of people saying, there's widespread fraud, and they claim this and they claim that. But so far, I have not seen that much on the main media. And I'm not saying, they would actually jump on that anyway if it showed up. But like I said, it's just you never really know what's going on for sure, because what you see in YouTube and things like that seem to indicate that he's not going to have any problem overturning the election. He's found all this fraud. It's and all his lawyers are doing great, and and then you hear USA Today say, well, everything that they've tried so far hasn't worked. So, yeah, it's just who you listen to. I mean, and I don't know. So, I guess whatever it is, it is. So I don't think he'll. Somebody, I'm sure they're thinking that he won't actually leave, but he said he will. If the electoral college, declares Biden a winner, he will actually, concede. But anyway, so that's what it is. Now the coronavirus is flaring up again. A lot of people have it. I'm not a big believer in that. I think the testing that they use, and I've heard, a lot of people that took the test said it will test positive one day, test negative the next. How accurate is it? Who knows? So, if you take that test and you're tested, you have it, and then I think they test you a couple more times before they actually, if you have to test maybe 2 out of 3 or something. I don't know how that works, but to me that's not a very accurate way to do it. And I'm kind of afeared that the vaccine is going to be the same way. I'm thinking, it's not 100%. And nothing in this world is 100%. I understand that. But, are you going to be one of the lucky ones that it works on, or are you not? What are they going to do? Test you? You're back to that. So I don't know. Yeah, who knows? I just hope this gets over with fast. I don't want to, it's not that I mind being here doing this, and because I do this anyway. I really haven't changed my habits at all. I still go get my groceries at Walmart, and that's what I've been doing long before this came up. And in fact, since Walmart offered that service, I've been taking advantage of it. So I don't know. It really hasn't affected me a lot now. The weather going back and forth from hot to cold and up and down, things like that. I think that has a lot to do with my cold because. And the fact that the baby's here, the baby has the same problem I do. It seems that she gets over it a little bit and then she gets right back into it. And I'm sure that's where she's around other kids, where she's the babysitter and things like that, which is what it is, and that's a factor. But I'm not sitting next to her. But she's in the same room, and if she sneezes, and she does sneeze a lot, I sneeze a lot. So, we're kind of going back and forth with that, obviously. So, that is what it is. But this cold's not going to kill me. It's just it's kind of a pain in the butt, really, especially when I try to talk, and the congestion builds up a little bit, and I can't talk. I have to cough to get the congestion. So that's a pain in the butt, but again, it is what it is. So, all right, well, I've been talking over 30 minutes now, and I think I'm going to get off here. I think that's good enough for a Friday flap, and I will put this into VideoPad. How long ago has that been? Shotcut, and I will edit this and add some images that I wanted to add and show you some things, and we will call this a Friday flap. Maybe not my best efforts, but it is a Friday flap. Because it's Friday, and I'm flapping. You guys have a great day. I do appreciate you watching a lot. I really do. And again, thanks for watching, and we will see ya!